What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 5 of our Eastside Hockey Manager Early Access Let's Play here with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and today we're going to be catching up with what's been going on at the franchise. Hopefully you guys are good. Last episode I posed a question, to trade or not to trade, and the general kind of consensus, at least initially as of the time of recording this, was that I should be doing the trade, even if it might not benefit me short term. 2 first picks in the draft this coming year could be huge for us. I also got a few good suggestions for players who I might need to look at for the draft, so we've done that. And today we're going to pick up from about 10 games since the last episode. So looking at the NHL league table here, you can see we're in 5th. Just to kind of re-explain the table and the format of this competition for non-hockey fans or perhaps people who aren't too familiar with it. You get 2 points for a win, 1 point if you lose after overtime, and if you lose in regular time, you get nothing. So at the moment, we're actually in 5th, but you'll see we're on 23 points here. We're doing pretty well. So we're in 5th. We're doing well in the playoffs, which is the first bit of good news. We're in the playoff spots, which, to be honest, I didn't expect, and I still kind of feel like this has been massively kind of beginner's luck. I should actually point out, I guess, at this point that I did decide to do the trade in the end. I followed the masses. Despite our good league placing, I felt like, I don't want to say I feel like I'm getting lucky, but I don't feel like this is going to be sustainable. I have no idea what I'm doing right or wrong with the Leafs, but things have kind of just gone our way, and for that reason I decided to take the trade. But anyway, you can see here, so we have now played 19 games. If we take a look at our schedule, you guys can see what's happened. So the last game we played was here. It was against the Blue Jackets, and it was a good win, 6-3 in the live comp, so that was really pleasing. Following on from this, we obviously moved into November, and it is currently, what date must it be? We can work it out by process of elimination. It's November the 17th, so we played a lot of games in quick succession. Interestingly enough, if we look at this game here, we actually played the Blackhawks already and won 5-3, so we're playing them again today. We beat them earlier in the month. I'm hoping we can replicate this, and that was a good result. The next one was actually a defeat to the Coyotes, who I don't think they'd actually won a game going into this game. I kind of underestimated them a little. I was very dubious of kind of them putting up any real resistance, and this was the first game with our kind of trade having been completed, with us losing Fanuff and also I can't remember the other guy's name. Let's check. I don't want to get it wrong. Players out, Lupul or Lupul, or you just say it how you want to say it, even though it's a name. Anyway, so that was a good result. The next result was, we've lost our way again. It was this game against the Avalanche. We actually lost 4-2 in this one. I think we'd beaten them earlier on, so this was a little bit disappointing. We went 2-0 down in the first period. We fought back in the second period to 2-2. However, they came out strong towards the end of the game, and they did score from a power play, and then late on in the game we were chasing, we were going more attacking, and we lost. And we continued to lose, the 3rd defeat coming in a row, another one that didn't go to overtime, as we were defeated by the New York Rangers. They dominated the game. To be fair, it was one hell of a comeback by them, because 25 minutes into the game, we were 4-2 up. We were looking very comfortable, but they fought back strong, and they were the better team, and they deserved that win. We then beat the Senators. I think that's the name of this team. Still learning all the team names. It was the Senators. Good convincing result, this one. Sprung into life towards the end. It was actually 0-0 after the first period, and even late into the second, it didn't look like the teams were going to be kind of separated. Kessel getting 3 scores. Pretty sure that's still called a hat-trick in hockey, so he's been doing work for us. He actually won the Player of the Month award for October, which was really pleasing. You can see here so far this year, 20 goals, 14 assists, 34 points in 19 games played. If someone wants to explain the points system to me, that would be appreciated. It's something that I'm guessing is to do with just goals plus assists. And that's, you kind of get a point for doing certain things kind of on the rink, but I have no idea if it goes beyond that, if I'm missing anything. So that'd be something perhaps worth letting me know. Anyway, we didn't stick around winning after winning 1 in our first kind of 3, because we immediately lost again, this time to the Red Wings. They won 3-4 the third time we've met them this game. It was another disappointing performance, and we have tailed off a little bit, but we have maintained some okay form, I guess, recently. We beat Boston, which was another good result, 3-0 this one. They're one of the teams going really strong in our conference. Anyway, just 2 more games to tell you guys about. The first one was against the Pittsburgh Penguins. We lost 3-2. Disappointing in a tight game. And the last game was against the Sabres, where we lost in an overtime shootout. Another game that we lost in overtime. I don't think so far on EHM I've won a game that's gone to overtime. I think every time I've lost. Don't even recall scoring in the shootout itself, which is a little bit discouraging. Maybe today is the day to put that behind us. Anyway, the general kind of way things have been going, it's not been great for us, but then given how I shaped and kind of shaked up the team, I guess, as well as reshaping it, I expected that to happen. We've sacrificed a bit of short-term, perhaps, success to free up some cap space, which will hopefully allow us to bring in some decent free short-term, and then, of course, with touch wood, a decent draft, we can really start to build from there. Anyway, just a quick look at the team stats so you can see our form is really patchy. We have actually, in our last 10, won 4, lost 4 and lost 2 in overtime, which isn't terrible, but as you can see, it is right down there towards the lower end of the kind of team stats. It's really been our good solid start before we lost some players that sees us still in 5th, but we're not doing too badly really. A lot of people, and I guess a lot of viewers, you guys were probably expecting to not see me where I am now. I definitely wasn't expecting to see us where we are now. So I'm still pretty happy. In terms of other bits and bobs, there have actually been 2 trades that have been completed since last episode. Just 2 very, very minor ones. We brought in 2 players. It was 2 pretty much straight swaps. The first one here, we let go Joshua Levo, 21 years old. If you look at his scout report, potential 3rd-line player. So I decided to let him go to the Jets, and in return, we got a nice little player, I believe, in Jim Slater. He's not particularly young. He's 31. He's just a good short-term kind of option, I guess, to stick in the final third. He can play naturally in centre. He's also accomplished at left wing. I am going to come on to training in just a second, but I have got a question for you guys watching, and that is, can I retrain a player to play a new position? So I kind of only recently started getting into the training side of things of this game. You know, I've been trying to slowly bed my way in, and I'm going to talk about the training in just a second, but I couldn't seem to find a way to retrain position. Is it just a case of playing him in that alternative position and he'll pick it up? Let me know. Anyway, the other trade involved us getting Fane from the Oilers. 27 years old, this guy. I haven't actually scouted this guy, which is a bit of a risk, and he's actually on a bigger salary than I first realised. But he's an okay player. He's just a right defensive man. He's an okay short-term option. He's going to be the kind of player who we can stick in, and he adds a man to our defence. It's not quite replacing Fanuth and kind of bringing in another enforcer, nor is it bringing in a player of a similar standard. But I think he's going to kind of adequately, I guess, add to us. In return for him, we did have to let go Bibbo. We'll go with Bibbo. We had to let him go. He's 20 years old. You can see he's a backup goaltender. We have better young prospective kind of goaltenders in our ranks, and so for that reason I was happy to let him go. If we just take a look at the team reports, you can see here that we've got Gibson, who looks like a very good goaltender of a similar standard, really. Another, potential backup, and we also have Sparks, who again similar kind of mould, really. In terms of course, the players we've brought in, if we just take a look at who it was Slater and Fane. Neither of them add massively to the side, really. But you can see here, Fane is a good 4th choice defenseman, which I guess is an improvement. And Slater is a 4th choice centre, but we're probably going to play him out on the left a lot of the time. So, all in all, 2 trades where I've swapped out young players who have perhaps potential to be backup players 3rd line if we're lucky, for more immediate options that just offer some strength and depth. I actually think the Fane deal's a pretty decent one, really, because he is only 27. Even if that salary is slightly large, it's quite minuscule, really, compared to Fanuth's, where it was I think it was $8 or $9 million a year, which was ridiculous. Anyway, just a little bit about training, because I did touch upon it slightly. So far, I've kind of looked at the basics, I guess, in terms of setting schedules for all the players. So the way I did this was I went through all the different positions, looked at each player. So players like, For example, Eriksson here, 23 years old. He's not the best acceleration or physical wise, I guess in general. He's not the strongest skater. So as a result, I've put him on the skating. There's loads of different categories. I'm going to assume general is just a mixed bag of everything. Fitness focuses on getting players fitter sooner between matches, but also helps with stuff like stamina. Skating is a general kind of speed and agility kind of focus on the ice. Shooting is to do with your slap shot and wrist shot technique. Perhaps other things come into that. Offensive skill, I guess, is more stuff like face-offs, maybe deflections. Defensive skill being stuff like positioning, poke checking, tactics. It's in the name. And then goalies, of course, the goalies. If any of that's wrong, because I probably should research this a bit myself, very much going off my own intuition there and my experience with Football Manager, but that's what I assume they all are. So the way I did this was I pretty much just went through all the players and then opted for what I think they need a focus on. I don't know if there's more to the training than this. Obviously, this is built off EHM 2007. I know the training back then on Football Manager was very basic, but I don't know if there's just more that I'm missing. If people want to let me know if there's just stuff that I'm kind of oblivious to, that would be appreciated. But that's what I have done in terms of training thus far. And just a quick look at the statistics you can see here. If we look at points, we've got Kessel who's doing well. Riemsdyk, I'm going to try and remember to say James's name was Riemsdyk. I know I've been saying Riemsdyk. It's easy to make that mistake. Bozak contributing well. So our front line of kind of forwards really doing a decent job for us. Kind of a good team effort. In behind them, Nazem Kadri's done well for us, the young Canadian, a player with some potential to maybe move into the first line. He's done a good job for us. He's got 17 points so far, including 11 assists. In terms of overall goals, Kessel leads the way, but you can kind of see here Richard Panic doing a good job for us. The 23-year-old, he might have some potential, apparently only third line, but he's been a good player for us, really. 7 goals and 4 assists for a third liner really isn't too shabby. Anyway, let's get into today's game. I have my roster selected. We need to give Fane a name, a number. He has a name. Well, not his mother. He's not just been born. Anyway, let's submit that. I'm going to now reiterate and say again, if I say anything stupid, I'm sorry. If I call the puck a ball, I'm trying to overcome the habit of a lifetime. We're getting there. I feel like the more I do these, the more I'll get used to it. So let's pause the game. We're going to put the zoom on. I'm going to play on key highlights for the first kind of period, and we'll go from there. So we will lock that in and see how we got on against the Blackhawks, who we did beat previously, but that was before the trades that have occurred. So maybe this will be a kind of slightly inaccurate way of gauging where we are now as, well, Riemsdyk scores. So I guess we're in quite a good place now. 1-0 to us. Took 14 minutes into this first period. We are going strong. However, Fowler has an injury. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not good. I guess we're going to be playing with 2 left defenders able to play, and they're going to be rotating because I only select 3 lines of defenders at the moment just because of our lack of strength in depth. Anyway, we'll stick out with key highlights here. We are shooting from left to right. Of course, the Blackhawks playing in red, and I don't know how that's gone in via Kadri, but it somehow snuck in. It didn't look particularly spectacular as a goal. I think he might have even poke checked the puck away and then just kind of took away a really tight opportunity. But anyway, we're going to have to try and kill this penalty here against the Blackhawks, although they are on the attack, and Richards there on the power play scores for them to make it 2-1, and things left comfortable now, although, well, I was about to say we're coming away with it, but the Blackhawks have it. They cut inside, and again, Richards with another goal, making it 2-2, a quick turnaround by the Blackhawks. We have switched off. I can't help but think our defensive injury might have hurt us to Fowler, although perhaps an opportunity for us as the ball is gifted again to Kadri, and he fires home his second of the game. He is doing very well, the young Canadian. I'm really pleased to see him doing well. You guys who come from Football Manager will know I'm big into my youth development, which was one of the big reasons behind me deciding to go with the draft stuff. And I always enjoy seeing younger players who perhaps you don't expect so much from, in terms of players like Kadri, really kind of stepping up to the mark. And right now he is making a difference this game. We're in the face-off. Can we win it? We can't. But we will snatch it away in a load of efforts. And it is squeezed in. Kadri shoots. He scores. That's his hat-trick. That's his 20th point of the season too. We are destroying the Blackhawks here away from home. Although it's not all said and done. But we will have a face-off in their kind of zone, so maybe we can make the most of this. Already 2 ahead. Can we win it? We can. Although, wow, Blackhawks on the counter, and that is a goal for Sharp. He fires one home for the Blackhawks, makes it 4-3. I thought we were going to make the most of that face-off, but now all of a sudden things are nervy. Although, well, we have a power play here. Can we make the most of it? We must not get caught short-handed here. That would be disappointing, although that's some nice play, baiting the defensive line up high. Now can we make the most of it? Kessel tries to pull it back. Keeper makes the save, although we will have a face-off here. We have 18 seconds left of the power play. Can we make it count? Can Bozak win the face-off? No, he cannot, although, oh gosh, they're on the attack. They're on the attack. What a save. Now can we counter? No, we can't. And now it is back to 6 aside, no one in the penalty box. We're still 4-3 up, but this is going to be a nervy finish to the game. Can we work some magic, please, boys? Oh, what a save. What a save by Bernier. For some reason, earlier in this series, I was calling Brenier. No idea why. But we've overcome that obstacle now, I feel. Still getting to grips with the names, but you know what? We're 4 episodes in, or no, 5 episodes in. Wow, time has flown, and things are going pretty well for us. And I'm hoping they're going to continue to go well here, because there's 13 seconds left, and if we can hold out here for an invaluable 2 points, that would be good to really turn around perhaps our fortunes as we make another save. Again, I'm not making any tactical changes here. I mean, should I be switching to more defensive here? You EMH or EHM veterans. Well, we score because the keeper's out of net. I always feel a bit dirty when that goes in, but we'll celebrate it nevertheless. 5 seconds left. That's going to be game. And we've done well, but I don't know if I should be doing more. I've just not done anything tactics-wise. I've just kind of let the game play out. It's always felt quite comfortable. I mean, there's a debate to say I should go more defensive and whatnot, but it's not mattered today. We have won. Blackhawks going pretty well too. As you can see, they are actually 6th. And they are in the... well, yeah, they're in the other division to us. So they are going pretty well there. So to beat them is big. If we look at our position history, I didn't even know that existed until we clicked on it there. But if we click here, you can see our history. We are in red. I don't know why it's showing Blackhawks still. That is definitely a bug. Can we do it like that? No, I have no idea what's happened. Well, the bottom line is we are going very well, and I believe we are now 4th in the conference, which is really, really pleasing. A really good start, because I did not expect for things to be going this well. I don't know if this is beginner's luck. Riemsdyk has now scored in the last 10 consecutive games. Well, that's not too shabby at all. Yeah, we're going strong. 4th, 20 games in. I mean, only another 62 to go, you know, but things are going well so far. If you've got any tips, advice, any little things that you've picked up on, stuff that I should be made aware of, let me know. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. As always, if you enjoyed, do smash the like button. If we could get to 250 likes, that would be absolutely incredible. Hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.